What if everything you know about the Torah is only the surface?
What if everything you know about the Torah is not the full truth? For thousands of years, people have read the same sacred text. They study it, they analyze it, they quote it, and they pass it down from generation to generation. But what if what most people see is only the surface? What if there are deeper meanings hidden behind every single word? Meanings that are not immediately visible, but are carefully embedded within the structure of the text itself. Meanings that were never meant to be found quickly, but slowly discovered over time by those who truly seek understanding. In Jewish tradition, the Torah is not seen as a simple book. It is seen as something far greater, a living structure of wisdom, a multi-layered system of meaning, a text that operates on multiple levels of reality at the same time. And most people, without even realizing it, only ever access the most basic layer. But that is only the beginning. Because beneath the surface, there are deeper dimensions waiting to be uncovered. To understand this concept, we must introduce an ancient framework known as pards. The word pards literally means orchard or garden, but in mystical interpretation, it represents something far deeper. It is an acronym that describes 4 levels of understanding within the Torah. 4 layers of meaning hidden inside the same text, and each layer reveals a different dimension of truth. A single verse, but multiple realities of interpretation. Let us go deeper. The first level is called Peshat. This is the most direct level. It is the simple, literal meaning of the text, exactly what is written, exactly what appears on the page. At this level, the Torah is read as a straightforward narrative. Stories, events, laws, all understood at face value. And for most readers, this is where understanding begins and ends. But in truth, this is only the outer shell. The second level is called Ramez. At this level, the text begins to reveal hints. Hidden suggestions appear beneath the surface of words. Patterns, repetitions, linguistic structures, and even numerical connections begin to carry meaning. Nothing is considered accidental. Every detail may point to something beyond itself. It is as if the text is no longer speaking directly, but instead whispering, suggesting, pointing, guiding the reader towards something deeper. The third level is called Drash. At this stage, interpretation becomes more expansive, more symbolic, and more philosophical. The focus is no longer only on what the text says, but on what it means. Stories transform into teachings. Events transform into lessons. Characters and narratives become vessels for moral and spiritual guidance. Actually, this level of the Torah is no longer just a historical record. It becomes a framework for understanding human life itself. How to think, how to act, how to interpret existence. It speaks not only to intellect, but also to consciousness. And then we reach the 4th level, the deepest, most hidden layer, Sod. Sod means secret. And in mystical tradition, this level represents the concealed dimension of the Torah. It is the layer that cannot be fully captured through simple explanation. Because at this level, meaning is not only intellectual, it is experiential. It is said that Sod reveals connections between ideas that seem unrelated in the physical world, but are deeply connected in a spiritual structure beneath reality. This is the level of hidden wisdom, mystical insight, and profound spiritual perception. Not everything at this level can be explained directly. It is discovered gradually through reflection, study, and inner understanding. Most people never reach this level. In fact, most people never go beyond the first. They read the text, they understand the surface meaning, and they move on. But within Jewish mystical tradition, it is believed that the Torah was never meant to be limited to one interpretation. It was designed to be explored, layer by layer, depth by depth, meaning by meaning. And the true richness of the Torah only appears when all 4 levels are held together, not separately, but as a unified structure, because each layer supports the others. Peshat gives foundation, Remus gives hints, Drash gives meaning, Sod gives depth, and when combined, they create something far greater than any single interpretation alone, a single text with infinite dimensions. Imagine reading the same passage again and again, and each time noticing something new, not because the words changed, but because your perception has expanded. What once seemed simple begins to unfold into complexity. What once felt fixed begins to feel alive. And what once looked like history begins to feel like a continuous structure of wisdom unfolding across time. This is why, in deeper study, the Torah is not treated as something that is simply read once and understood. It is approached as a lifelong journey, a process of continuous discovery, because the deeper you go, the more you realize how much remains unseen. And even when you think you have reached understanding, there is always another layer beneath it, always another question, another connection, another level of meaning waiting to be revealed. This is only the beginning. There are layers within layers, depths within depths, meanings within meanings, and most of them remain invisible to the majority of readers. This channel exists for one purpose: to slowly uncover those hidden layers, not all at once, but step by step, idea by idea, mystery by mystery, layer by layer. Welcome to the Secrets of the Torah. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe there are deeper layers hidden within the Torah, or do you think it should be understood only in its literal meaning? Write your thoughts in the comments below. I read every comment, and your perspective matters in this journey. And if this video made you think differently, leave a like and subscribe, because this is just the beginning of uncovering these hidden layers together.